Lewis Hamilton has 7 Formula One World Championships. He is statistically one of the greatest athletes of all time. He has never, not once in 20 years of racing, let his personal life become the story. Until Kim Kardashian. And the people around him are starting to get very, very nervous. Okay, so let's establish something first. Lewis Hamilton is not a celebrity who dates other celebrities for attention. He has always been almost aggressively private. His relationships have been quiet, his personal life has been locked down, and his focus on racing has been the one constant through his entire career. These two have known each other since 2015. They've been in the same rooms, the same events, the same circles for a decade. Nothing happened. Nothing was ever rumored. They were just two famous people who occasionally existed near each other. And then suddenly, late 2025, early 2026, something shifts. They start being seen together. And not in a casual, ambiguous way. In a very deliberate, very public, very photographed way. Their trip to Japan, aesthetically perfect. Every photo looked like it was shot by a professional. The angles, the lighting, the matching energy. Sources noted that the whole thing had the quality of content that was meticulously planned for maximum social media impact. And then Malibu, surfing, matching wetsuits, their first public kiss, photos everywhere. And Lewis Hamilton, the man who spent 20 years keeping his private life completely off the internet, is suddenly front page of every tabloid on the planet. Now here's where it starts getting interesting. Lewis's friends people who have known him for years are reportedly not thrilled. Not because of Kim specifically, but because of what this relationship represents for his image and his focus. One source described his inner circle as horrified, their word, not mine, by the speed at which this became public and the level of media attention it's generating. Because here's the thing about Lewis Hamilton that you need to understand. His entire brand, his entire identity outside of racing has been built on being untouchable. Fashion, art, activism. He's collaborated with Tom Ford. He's shown at Paris Fashion Week. He's been on the cover of Vogue. He built a presence that was sophisticated and deliberate and completely under his control. And now he's sharing a headline with a woman whose brand is built on being looked at. And those two things are not the same thing at all. But okay, let's talk about the elephant in the room, because we cannot have this conversation without talking about the pattern. Scott Disick entered the Kardashian world, never fully left, spent years in a spiral that played out entirely on television. Tristan Thompson, 2 public cheating scandals, his reputation is now inseparable from the drama. Pete Davidson dated Kim for 9 months, came out of it with his entire personal life having been discussed on a reality show that he never consented to appear on. Odell Beckham Jr., linked to the family, the association followed him through his career. And now, Lewis Hamilton. 7 world championships, 20 years of protecting his image, walking straight into the machine. Sources close to Lewis have said, and I want to be precise here, that his team fears the Kardashian machine is already affecting his focus heading into the 2026 racing season. Not that Kim is doing anything wrong, just that the level of media noise that follows this family is fundamentally incompatible with the kind of concentration elite motorsport requires. And that's before we even get to the Kanye situation, because Kanye West has apparently not been quiet about this privately, and that is its own entire story. Okay, but here's the question I keep coming back to, and I want you to really think about this with me. Is this relationship real, or is it the most sophisticated PR arrangement either of them has ever done? Because think about it from Kim's side. She is 45. She has 4 kids. Her last serious relationship, Pete Davidson, ended in 2022. She has spent the last 3 years being the third wheel at her own family's events, while her sisters dated musicians and actors and athletes. Lewis Hamilton is charming, he's elegant, he's globally famous in a way that has nothing to do with reality television. He elevates her into a world she has always wanted access to. Serious, artistic, international. And from Lewis's side, he is 40 years old. He is approaching the end of his racing career. He has spent 2 decades being defined entirely by a sport. Maybe he wants to be known as something else. Maybe he wants to be tabloid front pages and Malibu beach photos and viral moments. Maybe the machine is exactly what he signed up for. One source actually said this: Lewis is ready to settle down. And another source said Kim hopes for marriage. So which version is true? Is he being absorbed into something he doesn't fully understand? Or did he walk in with his eyes completely open? Okay, I want to know where you stand, because I am genuinely torn on this. Case 1. This is a real relationship between two adults who have known each other for 10 years, who found each other at a moment when they both wanted something different, and the fact that it's being questioned is just what happens when famous people date. Case 2. Kim Kardashian is one of the most media-savvy people alive. Every relationship she has had since Kanye has been documented, analyzed, and eventually incorporated into her brand. Lewis Hamilton is the most prestigious name she has ever been associated with. The Japan trip looking like a photo shoot was not an accident. Case 3, and this is the one I find most interesting. Lewis knows exactly what this is. He negotiated the terms, and what looks like him being pulled into the machine is actually him using the machine on his own terms for the first time in his career. 3 completely different stories. Same photos. Same sources. Depending on which version you believe, Lewis Hamilton is either a victim, a participant, or a strategist. But here's what actually matters underneath all of this. Lewis Hamilton joined Ferrari for the 2025 season. This was supposed to be his redemption arc, the move that finally got him that 8th championship, the one that would make him undeniably the greatest of all time. No debate, no asterisks. And the 2025 season did not go the way anyone expected. And now he's going into 2026 as the most talked about celebrity in the world, who also happens to be an F1 driver. His face is on gossip sites next to Kim Kardashian's face. His private life is being discussed by people who have never watched a single race. His team's fear isn't that Kim is a bad person. His team's fear is that the noise, the constant, relentless, Kardashian-level noise, is incompatible with what it takes to win a world championship. And if Lewis Hamilton finishes 2026 without that 8th title, people are going to ask questions. And some of those questions are going to have her name in them. Whether that's fair or not is a completely separate conversation. So I need to know, do you think this relationship is real, or is it the most expensive PR arrangement in Hollywood history? And do you think Lewis Hamilton is going to regret this when the season ends? Comment below. And be honest, because I have a feeling this comment section is going to be very divided, and I am here for all of it.